Good day, everyone. Today, we're going to be looking at Google Classroom. All right, so first, I hope that you were able to review the Google Classroom video. The video is in the pre-test Google Classroom. So go to your pre-test for Google Classroom, whether you're RN or PN, um, studying for the NCLEX, and review that video. I think it's close to 30 minutes or so long. So if you just have a half hour to just kind of really look to see how to use Google Classroom. I also want to show you on your mobile device how you can download the app. So you want to go to Google Play. Just go to Google Play. I didn't pull that up on here, but most of us know how to download an app. And once you see this little classroom there on my screen in the left side, you'll see there that is Google Classroom. So their icon is basically a green board, reminds me of the green chalkboards we had in school, and it's outlined in yellow. So once you get that app on your phone, I'm going to click into it. You're going to be logged in, or you have to probably log in. So I'm already logged in, but go ahead and log in using your email. Again, the best way to really take this serious, if you've had trouble passing and you're really trying to stay committed to NCLEX, remember it's a selfish exam. It needs its own thing. It needs its own email. It needs its own notebook. It needs its own binder. It needs its own planner, study planner. All those things combined are going to help you. So this is just to keep you more organized. So I'm not having to send emails out all the time individually, but you will get emails and notifications every time I post something. Sometimes you won't see a notification because maybe I'm just sending it to a certain student. Maybe a person hasn't gotten to that step yet. And so some things I won't send to everybody. But if it's just general and I want to make sure that anybody who gets into the class that they see all that information, even if you don't need it, sometimes you will see it. Like get logged in through your email, and it probably is easier to use a Gmail account. I haven't tried it with my Hotmail, but you go in and you should see your board. So your board is going to show every class that you are currently joined into. A lot of students will say, not a lot, but I've had students that said, I can't get into my drills or I can't see the class work. If you're not in the class, then you won't see the work. Okay. So if you're on your computer, go into the Google Classroom in the pre-test and watch that video. So I'm just going to pull it all up. I'm going to go to NCLEX RN Prep pre-test. This is the first board that you want to see, whether you're on your phone or computer. So I just want you to see the layout on the phone. I'm going to click it. I'm just going to tap it. And here you can see the announcement I made. I've only made one announcement, and it's just a general step-by-step guide. The first thing you need to do your pre-test, schedule your next lesson, download the Spaces app. If you saw on the previous, before I clicked into Google Classroom, you probably saw the Spaces app. That's how it looks on my phone. Then you want to make sure you know what payment method or plan that you're going to do, individual payment, prepaid package plan, whatever. It just depends on what profile or platform you're using and what platform you prefer to use. You can do comments. You can click add class comment, and you can type something in there. Keep in mind, if it says class, it's going to go to everybody. So I'm going to back out. Now, what makes it a little bit easier on here is that it's kind of streamlined. The top left is your menu. So top left, you're going to see the little menu bar. For most applications, you'll see that as a menu. So I go to that and I can see my classes. If you're connected to Google Calendar, it will also add things that are due to your calendar. You should be able to also see your Zoom scheduled, or if you're scheduled through Wyzant or SuperProf. Because I use Calendly, usually that will link to your Google Calendar as well. If you tell it, I think you do have to tell it. So you should not lose when your lesson was scheduled. Here's the to-do list. I'm enrolled. It tells me what I'm enrolled in and to do. So we're going to go to do, and I'm kind of playing around with it myself. All right, look at that. All right, so I'm assigned and I'm on the student side. So I'm not on the instructor side on this one. So I can log in and out because I wanted to see what you're seeing. So I can go back in. I'm in a different email for my instructor side. All right, so this tells me I'm assigned no due date because I haven't really been putting due dates. I may, if I see that people are kind of lagging behind and I'm like, hey, let's get this done because you got to get this done so you can pass, so you can be ready for your exam. Physiological adaptation drill, it tells you when it was posted. Now that may not help because that just, I mean, some people may not have started January the 8th and that's already posted, but that's just when I originally posted this information. All right, so I see that all these tests are due or are at least assigned to me. I can click view all. And here it gives EXAT exam, what content is most difficult. That was like a question back on the group webinar, January 13th. The pre-test exam posted January 16th. If there's anything dated, it'll say this week and next week and then later. So you can also go into that, but nothing is on there. All right, so I'm just kind of playing around with it. That's feedback. We don't want to give any feedback. I'm going to take the X and just click that X to go out of this. Takes me back to my board. I'm calling this the board. So when I say you should have these classes on your board, I'm currently in the pre-test, the physiological adaptation, and the webinar group study. All right, let's go back to the menu, top left. And here you can see again what you're enrolled in. Your to-do list is a quick to-do if you just need to get there and say, okay, what test do I need to do? And you can click in that way. Or you can go by test to test, classroom to classroom. Notifications, you can click notifications and you can see anything that I have posted or put, or maybe I said something that was due or what have you. So you can keep up with what's going on. Some of these things will apply. Some of it may kind of be general and I just send it out to everybody, such as not everybody is scheduling through SuperProf or Wyzant. Some people are scheduling through the Zoom link. So this shows anything as far as announcements. Now, you may be able to clear announcements. So I have not looked at that to see. Unread and read. That's the only one that I read. Unread, everything that's kind of dark, I have not clicked on. So to get it to go to read, you probably just have to click on it. It should have been a way to say just read all, but I don't see that feature here. So there may not be a way. See, as I'm tapping it, it's turning it gray. That means I looked at it. So it doesn't hurt to go in and look, tap it. So you know, if there's something that you're missing that you may need. If you've been looking for something or had a question, your question might be answered by just going in and looking into the announcements and see what has been posted since. Now everything has turned light gray. That was my Zoom meeting because I'm on Zoom right now, but I had scheduled, I put it in for 7. All right. Now let's see if we can click unread. Now, see, once I tapped everything, if you really want to see if there's any new notifications, notice if you keep it to unread, nothing is up there. That means I've seen all my notifications. So that clears that board so you're not cluttered with a lot of things. You may want to just keep it to unread. That way, only the things that you have not seen will pop up. It currently says no notifications. Your notifications will appear here. To go out of this, just hit the X. we're right back to our main screen. I'm going to go back to that menu, the 3 lines top left. Classroom folders. I don't think I've been making any folders. I'm just going to click on that to see where that takes me. It may take you to like Google Docs, like documents. So there are some folders of information there. This looks like it's the physiological adaptation note. I'd have to see how this goes into folder because I posted way much more things. It may, and see like physiological adaptation 1, there's a 2. So I don't know exactly how that gets there. Probably you can add stuff in there and create a folder. I haven't played around with that too much. So we're going to go back out. All right, yeah, this pulls up like Google Drive. I did download, there's Saunders, there's your webinar from December 30th, reduction PDF. So that's probably some notes. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can just get back. I just had to slide mine back instead of fooling around with that because it looks like I was actually in Google Docs, and that might pull up other things if you're using Google Docs. It may not. If you have a different email, it's only going to show what's in that email. So that's why NCLEX kind of needs its own email because otherwise you get clutter of other stuff that is not about testing, not about the test. All right, these 3 lines at the top is just sending Google feedback. I haven't fooled with that. Once we're a little more adapted to using this, I may give them some feedback. I love giving people feedback if I see things that are errors or ways they can improve. So that's all that is. You don't really have to do that. So top left is your menu. All right, on this screen, I have 3 classes. I'm going to tap into the classroom at the top, which is the NCLEX RN Prep pretest. And let's see, if I tap those 3 little lines, you can unenroll in the class. Usually once you're done testing, I will unenroll you. I may wait a little bit, a week or 2, and then take you out of the class. Hopefully no one's having to report any abuse. We're not going to be abusive. So I'm just going to tap back out of it to go back to the board. I'm going to tap the pretest class. All right, so we looked at the top. This I button just tells you more information about the class. This is the NCLEX RN Prep pretest, your first lesson review. I'm really starting to put the first lesson and those recordings. We're going to try to put all those in the lesson and recording notes and recording classroom. So it'll be a separate class because I think it just will clutter up that class and I can't really tell who has what. So that has to be separate. All right, we're going to go to the back arrow, this arrow back. Now let's go to the bottom because we know the center is just where we are and the announcement. And there's only been one announcement, June 16th, when I posted this and created this. At the bottom left, it says stream. You're currently on the stream. So if it's blue, it's kind of highlighting it to tell you you are on the stream board. So I'm currently on stream. Stream just means the announcement board. So we're currently on the announcement board. The middle, as you can see, it says class work at the bottom. I'm going to tap that. Now we can see everything that has been posted as far as class work, notes, anything that I wanted you to have. You have to go to the center to class work. And here you'll see the website TNC Tutoring, which was posted back on the 23rd. It's an easy way to get to the website. What you want to do, the dark blue is the major title. It's kind of like the heading. So if I wanted to just scroll through, the very bottom says schedule your lesson link. Okay, the very top, website TNC Tutoring. Every bold blue main heading has a kind of gray, kind of a smaller subheading or subtitle. So that way it kind of separates everything. So if I want to know the website, I can just click on this black area there. That's the subtitle, and it takes me there. attachments. Now, any attachment or any link, you can just click. So let me see if this is going to take me there. Yes, I clicked that attachment, which is probably a link. It had a link symbol at the bottom. It's going to take you to my website. What is helpful on the website is you're going to always see the current, when it posts, it'll give you the current webinar. So no one should really have trouble trying to figure out, how do I get to the webinar? How do I sign up? It's always on my website. You just click buy tickets. Some people will have codes and discounts and things. If there is none, then you just go there to register if you choose to. You can scroll at the bottom here on my website. There's my bio, just some information about me. Here are videos. Sometimes people have questions and I have videos. So I do have a video on the Getting Started Google Classroom. It is actually, I forgot I even put it here. It is on the website. So you can go here to get to it as well. Over the holidays, we kind of had a few things. My planner, NCLEX Study Planner, there's some videos about the study planner if you have questions on how to prepare your study, how to guide you through the study. What should I do? If you wanted to see, if you're just starting with me, you're wondering, should I tutor with her or not? Maybe you need a little more confirmation. Here are some reviews. And when you go through the reviews, you have to click next to get to the next page because it only shows so many in a page. The contact form is only for people who are new to my website or new to me. Maybe a friend gave them the website and I don't know you, I don't have your like email. This is how you would, they can go in here to put their information. So that's the easy way that you can refer people to me. And any paid referral, they also get a free lesson. So if you refer somebody to me, you would get a free lesson once they have a paid lesson with me. All right, so we need to get out of here. All phones are going to be different. So I think mine is just I have to do that back button and it takes me back. So I kind of have to slide mine from the top and it takes me back to where I was. Go to the arrow to go back out. And that it's a little bit easier to navigate on the phone to me than on the computer. All right, so the test plan is on there. Videos, how to start. This video is going to be added on here as well under videos. The pretest exam, the Spaces app. You can also go in here to get the Spaces app, but you won't, if you're on your phone, of course, you can't scan it. So this is something you might want to do from your computer and then use your phone to scan the code to download the app. Schedule your lesson link. All right, so let's see. There was something else I wanted to show. I think that is it on here. Oh, good thing. Let's see. Let's go into the exam. Now, this exam, the pretest, has a PDF file and it has the Google Forms for you to enter your answers. And I just sent the updated document so that hopefully it's going to text format and it makes it a little bit easier for us to enter it as a text. So that might be ready sometime next week. Most of you have already taken the pretest. But for people coming in, we're trying to improve. I'm always trying to improve things that I do. Notice that here, if you've done the pretest, see at the very bottom, it says add work. I'm just going to see if it does anything in here. Notice how I had to kind of scroll it up and I can add comment to the instructor. There's my name there. If you had an attachment, you could attach it here, like a copy of your test. Usually I will get a copy. There has been a few tests that for some reason, I'm not getting copies of it. It may be the way that we're entering it in because two of us are entering different tests. But if you want to mark this as done, you go to the very bottom and hit mark as done. That way it clears it off your to-do list. You've done it and there's nothing else for you to do on this test. It will also alert me that you have completed it. Now, let's say you have your phone, you don't have your laptop, but you want to do this test. Now, we're just going to try it out. What I've told people to do on the computer is to click the PDF file. So I'm going to click that first. Here's the PDF file. Now, mine has Adobe, so I can it can pull up on mine. It probably will go to like Google Docs or something like that. All right, now the tough part is maybe going back and forth on the phone is probably going to be harder because I don't know, and the screen share may be showing differently, but I'm sure there's a way you can probably do it by going in and out of the screen. So this one might be hard to do, but I want to come out of this and show you if a test is, let's go back to the menu, go to classes. If a test is all in Google Forms, there's no PDF file for you to view. Let's go to physiological adaptation class. There's some in there. If it's no PDF file, you can probably complete it on your phone. We're going to go to class work. And let's look at physiological adaptation drill 3. I'm going to click on there. Drill 3 is in, there's no PDF file. When you see that little circular, looks like a walking track symbol, it's a link. That means this is just a link. You click that link and it takes you to the test. Now look at this, auto save your work. Google Forms automatically saves your progress for 30 days when you're signed into your Google account, so you can work across devices or take a break without losing a step. I love that. So a lot of people were complaining that they lost their work. This might be an alternative. It says it automatically saves. Now on the computer, I have never seen this pop up on the computer, so I have to see how it looks on there. On the student side, if it gives you that option. I'm going to hit OK. You want to make sure you put your email in here, the email that you want this test results to be sent to. Don't put my email, put yours. All right, so you put your email that is required, and then look, I can go right through this test on my phone, and there's 20 questions. So if I'm somewhere where I don't have my computer or laptop or iPad or something, then I can just use this and answer. You do want to make sure you hit submit at the very bottom. As long as you entered your email correctly, I do get students that sometimes they were one number off or one letter off. Make sure you enter your email correctly so you can get your results. All right, and maybe next time I can show you how that looks, but you'll be able to work that through, I think. Once that's done, I can scroll up, mark as done at the very bottom. Just click that, and that checks it off the list. All right, and so a lot of this will be a lot easier once we get like everything like that, where we're not using a lot of PDF files, but some things will be in a file, like notes and things like that. All the exams right now do include a PDF file. Okay, so we're going to go back to classroom. I'm sorry, to the menu button. You can go to classes, takes you back to that main board. Here is the webinar group study. And you can go to classwork and get your Zoom link. Right now, I don't have the Zoom link yet for Saturday. It just tells you to register. You can go to people and you can see who is in your class. Okay. You can see the instructors, myself, and Kayla is my assistant. She sometimes will put things in for me. All right, we're going to go back to the menu, back to classes. I think that's it. That's pretty much everything. Feel free to play around with it. Let me see what this plus sign is at the very bottom right. The plus sign says I can join a class or create a class. I'm not going to create a class. If I wanted to join a class, I would have to have the class code. Ask your teacher for the class code, then enter it here. So this is another way you can enter the class code and join. So if I'm telling you, you can't get information, you can't see your work because you're not in a certain class, then put your class code in there. You can also use the link. If I emailed you a link, you can use that. Or if I sent you an invite, which I just go in and I put your email in, invite this person, find that email, and then click yes, I'm going to join. I want to join that class. All right, I'm going to X out. If I find anything else new that as we're playing around with this, I will let you know. But that's the gist of it. I really like the app. To me, it's very user-friendly. I think we can navigate. I can see announcements. You also will get kind of like text announcements. They come up kind of bold. I like the way that looks because it alerts me that I'm using that option. So give me some feedback. Let me know if this was a helpful video for you. Like I said, I think the app works very well. Another other two apps that you may want to have is Zoom on your phone so that when we're meeting, if you do meet by Zoom, and probably the Spaces app. The Spaces app is a nice, convenient way to text me. I don't do a lot of like chat, phone calls and things like that. Right now, it's just a little bit too much for me, and usually I don't, I probably won't have a time to answer because I'm tutoring, but I do try to respond to your message as soon as possible. Right now, there are two updates. I think there was a blog post that posted, and you might have saw that I also have a foundation that's in memory of my daughter. I forgot that was on there, but didn't forget, but I forget it was going to show up on there. But if you're wondering, does she have another business? It's a foundation, a non-for-profit. All right, so I hope that helps. I'm like I said, I'm really enjoying Google Classroom. I think it's great. It is a lot of work getting things in there, and we are learning and improvising along the way as we go. Some students were familiar with Google Classroom. Some people have never used it. But with anything, it's trial and error. And as you progress in life and in nursing, you will find that things change. They change on a job, whether you've been there 2 months or 20 years, you're going to find changes happening. So it's a part of life, and we learn to adapt. And I just try to be positive about any change. And this is one change I'm really enjoying because I think once I can get most of the things I want students to have, it's in there, and all I have to do is just add you to the class. So I am looking forward to continuing to tutor. And I just want to see each and every one of you win and pass the NCLEX. That's my goal for you. I hope this video has helped, and have a wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful evening.